Hello and welcome back. So in this course, I will teach you the data structures that includes the tuple, list, dictionary, and set. So there are quite a few data structure available, like what I mentioned, the list, tuples, dictionaries, and strings, sets. So lists and strings are tuples, ordered sequences of objects. So unlike strings that contain only characters, lists and tuples can contain any types of objects, which is very useful when we would like to gather some things together or gather some data together. So to me, it's much more like a container in which that you can put anything or any objects inside this container. So you can see in the screen that there are four types of tuples that I will go through in these lessons. So tuples right here, when you would like to assign a couples, you have to use the round brackets, and then the list is use the square brackets, and then for dictionary you have to use a curly brackets, and similarly when you're using set or when you're assigning a set, you need to use the curly brackets, and that I will go through later on in these lessons. Let's clear the screen and start. So let's create a tuple with different uh, data types first. Right now we have a tuple with an equal for assignment, and then with a run bracket, item 1, 2, 8.9. So in this tuple we contain 3 types of objects. Uh, so let's print tuple to see what we have. Right now, you can see that we have 3 types of objects contained inside a tuple. And if you still remember, we can find out the types of this element, which is class tuple. You can see right here. So there are some basic operation that we can work with tuples similar to string. We can do the positive, negative indexing, slicing, stride. So this is just type in the tuple, and then this is indexing to gather all elements. And this is an indexing to get the first item. And this is the indexing to get the last item. And this is indexing for, I should not say indexing, that is slicing to gather the first 2 item. And of course, we can also do stripe, but the element might be too short right here. So maybe let me add to make it clear. Oops, I forget to type the tuple. Okay, so right now you can see this is a right now the tuple functions to gather everything, and then this one we get the first item. This one we get the last item, that's number 5, and then this one we gather the first 2 item, that should be. But let me see what is wrong with this one. Maybe, oh yep, uh, you have the ending index right here, +1, and then this one is the word stripe. So that means we gather everything from these strings, and then for every 2 items we just try it. So this is the first item that we're going to have, and then try every 2 items. So 8.9 and 4, and that's it. So this is the basic operation for the tuples. On the other hand, we can also concatenate. concatenate the tuples. That means we can add two tuples together. Say for example, right here, we gather the maybe we gather the first two item of this tuple, and then we just use plus, then we can add two tuple together, and then the 3 and 4 element. Okay, I need to print this function. Let me get rid of this first. So right now you can see we just use a part size to concatenate two items. That is the first two items of these tuples, and then the 4 and 5 items of these tuples, and then gather it together with just part size. We can also sort the tuple. As long as these tuples contains the floating numbers or integer numbers, as long as that is containing inside this. So I have to change this as a little bit. Right now we have all these uh, numbers, so we can sort this. So we can sort this tuple new, and then which store inside this tuple new sorted. So we can print this one. All right. Right now, you can see that the item are sorted. However, you can see that this one right now contains inside a square bracket. So what does that mean? You can see that these types of functions or these shorter functions will change these tuples item into a list item. So you have to remember that. So the last things that I would like to go through in the tuple is a nested tuple. So the concept is very similar that we just try to. It's similar to a nested things or nested or the classifications. Uh, so you just gather everything together with like a 3D matrix or 4D matrix and so and so. So we have our item 1, item 2, and then in item 2 assign a new dimensions to it, and then we can have let's say this is item 3, and then an addition assignment, an addition dimension. So right now you can consider this is like a one dimension with this item, and then this is 2 dimensions of this item, and this is the 3 dimensions of this item. Or you can consider it is like a the first this is the first tuple, and then there's a second element of this tuple, and then these tuples have 2 elements, and then these elements have three elements. So let's print the item 1 of the tuple from this as the tuple, and then because this is item 1, we just use the 0, and then print out the item 2 and 3. Okay, Here you can see that there's second item and third item. So maybe I can rewrite it a little. There's a typo. So the next things that uh, I would like to mention is about the why we would like to use this last couple, because we can use an other extra integer right here to identify the item inside these tuples. Right now you can see that there's a second layer, there's a third layers right here. So we can actually use the first element to identify this item 2 and number 2. So we can just that should be item 2. We can just additional add a integer right here to identify we would like to get this item 2. So similarly, we can just add 1 to identify this element. So right now you can see that we have um, the first element and also the second element that is contained inside this tuple, in the tuple. So similarly, we can get the v1, v1, v2, and say second item. So this is similar. So this is second, third. Here we go. So v45. Yep. And then the last thing of these tuples that is that I would like to tell you is that there is a fatal problems in this tuple. In using the tuple, which is that it is immutable. Let's demonstrate what immutable means. So say, for example, if I would like to assign a new element of this nested tuple, let's say if I would like to change this item 1 to new item. Oops, sorry, because the tuple does not support item assignments. That means it's immutable. Because of these problems, we have a list to help us to solve this. List is a main difference between tuple and list is that list is um, mutable. That means we can change the object inside that. Again, let's create this. Remember, we need to use a square brackets on that in our list, and then print out the type to show you the types of a list. You see that here. The basic operation is very similar. We can do the indexing, slicing, and stripe. These functions will print out everything. This will print out the first. This will print out the first element. Just copy that. It's much faster. And then this will print out the last element, and this will print out the first 3 elements within this range, and then this will gather everything in this item, and then for every 2 we gather every two items inside this list. So that should be, yep, that should be item 1, 3, and 5. Yep. So also similar, we can concatenate lists. That means we can just add lists together. Right here, the function is a little bit short. So 7, 8, 9, 10. I just would like to create a new list by adding two lists together. The first two items plus maybe we gather the last two items and print out. Last two items, 3. The All right, so right now we can also use sorting to sort the function. We use sorted with a curly bracket, with a round bracket, and then just sort out the function. Right, I forgot to print the sorted. Very similar. Oh, yep, because this is already ordered. Never mind. Also, we can use the nested list. Here we create a new list again. So right here we can just put a 3, 5, item 2, 4, and so and so. This and make it short. You can see that here inside this list, I also add a tuple right here, but because it allows us to do that as long as you do not change the value of this tuple, because that is immutable. Okay, everything is fine, and then let's use the index to print out the item 1 of the list. That should be the nested. It's not nested, just list is item 0. So it will show you the first item. Just like what we have in the tuple, we can show the first items inside this one by adding an additional number. 0, 0 should be fine. Yes, you can see that is a number 3 right here, and so on. The last thing that I would like to show is that list is mutable. So we can change the items, delete the item, extend the item, and also append the item. What does that mean? So say for example, right now we want to update the item 1, the item 1 in the list to be, let's say this is the item 1. And then we print out this to show you what happened. you can see that we just assign a new values to this list. That means list is changeable. We can also use the delete function to delete something that we doesn't want. So for example, we just delete the first item of the list. You see it's gone. Yep, the first item is gone. Two more things that I would like to say about the list is that we can actually extend the list by using the extend or append item. However, if we apply extend, the number of new item added to the list is same as the size of the new item. What does that mean? Say, for example, right here, this is the extended item, and then the value is 10. And let's print out the list. Okay, you can see that right now because we assigned two item right here. If we use dot extend functions, it will extend the list by the same size of that. That means two item right here as well. On the other hand, if we use append, that will give you a different result. That's a little bit long. So maybe I just remove this one first. You can see that right now this is just one comma, and then the two items are just becoming one items. So append is that if we apply append, only one item is added to the list. So this is the difference between append and extend. Finally, I would like to give you a referencing and clone. I would like you to know the concept of referencing and clone. Here is a reference equals to list, and then this is the list clone equal to list. Remember, if we want to clone something or if we want to copy something, we need to use this a square bracket plus a colon right here to copy everything. So now if we update the list, we try to update the list, let's see what happened between this reference and clone. We just update the new item in this one, and then print out the list reference and print out the list. Right now you can see that if we update the list item inside the clone, because you just clone everything, you just copy everything without referencing back to the list. So even we just update the list, there's nothing changed in the clone right here. However, list referencing is that means these list items referring all these elements right here, and these referencing means the same thing. They just refer to your list and then refer it back to these items, right? All these elements together. So as a result, if we update the list right here, you can see that the list reference will get updated as well. Let's move on to dictionary. Let's remove everything first. A dictionary is actually it's very similar to a list, and a dictionary is a sequence of items, and each item is right now is made of a pair made of a key and a value, a key and a value. However, a list is a little bit different. A list is that you will have a index and a value. So This is the major difference between dictionary and lists. Let me show you how to create a dictionary, which is very simple. Um, Remember, we need to use the curly bracket, and we need to assign a key for each of the value. So this is the item 1. Then we just expand E2. Maybe we have a number here, and 3. Just so another object. So just print out the dictionary and print out the types. You can see that the class is a dictionary. The basic operations of dictionary is a little bit different to the list and also to the tuples. The basic operation includes the how to access the item, but right now we are not going to use the index. We are now using a key to access the value of each of the item. What does that mean? Right now we need to use it to key 1, for example, to get the item 1 right here. So the indexing is a little bit different. But similarly, we can print out everything by using the key function, or print out the dictionary dot values functions. The first one gives you all the keys, and the second one gives you all the values inside this dictionary. So right now we can also update the item, or we name the key. For example, we would like to update the value in the key 1. We just need to make sure the key name is identical to this one. So right now we assign a new item inside that, and then we can also remove or change or rename a key. New key 100. Right now, by using the op function. So for example, we just rename the key 1. Print out the dictionary. The first one is that we just try to change the key 1 to item 1. And the second thing is that we changed these key 1 values to a new key 100. Just like what I mentioned, because this is a this is just a sequenced items by using the key. So this is the order is not sorted. However, if you would like to sort this dictionary, this is not there's no easy ways to do that. But I can teach you later on. We can also delete some things or append something um, into the dictionary. Okay, let me show you delete function. Let's say we would like to delete the key 1. Yep, got it. We can do the shorting But just like what I mentioned, this is not so easy to get a shorted dictionary, because for this shorting it will just returns you the key, either the key or either the value. And also please um, please be aware of that. Um, the output is this. So the first function is to shorten the dictionary keys, and then you can see that key 2 and then key 3. And then the second line, right, second code right here is that we just sort the values. That is 2 and 2.3 right here. Okay, the final things that I would like to discuss is about the nested dictionary, because we use it very commonly. But the concept is very similar to the um, nested tuple or the nested list. Item 1, and then we have the E2 or let's keep it short. Item 1, item 2, item 2, let me put value. And I should just do it on this way. It's 2, 1, the item 2, 1 for for 21, say item 2 for 22. This one, yep. And then give you a third layer to see. Very similar, we just copy and paste that. E1, E2, and then addition item 3. And we can just print out the item 1, the nested dictionary, by adding the key. So this is the item 1. How to call the second item, and this one right here, we just do 1, and then we just used these 2, and then in the second layer we can add the 2, 1. So just like what I mentioned, this is very similar to the operation of listed tuples and listed lists. Nested tuples and nested lists. So we can get the 21 right here. Now let's move on to the final section, a set. A set is actually a unique connections of objects in Python, and can be denoted by curly brackets. And Python will automatically remove the duplicate items. Let me show you what is a set. A curly bracket, Python, one, 2, 3, 1, and class. Let's print now the set, and also print out the types. Show you. Let's see the result. You can see that right here, the Python, should be this the one right here. Uh, at this, originally we have 2, 1 right here, and then the outcome is just 1. So that means it will, just like what I mentioned, the Python will automatically remove the duplicate item. We can also convert a list to a set by using the set function. Let me change this to a list first. And then we print out the types of this list. And then list to set by using the set function. You can print out the types of this list to set. Okay, you can see that originally this is a list, and then with this function set, you can just change the types right here. There's also some basic operation like addition, removal, the set 1. Let's say we want to add 1 to 0, and then the set 1. Let's say we would like to remove the Python. I just changed it to remove. Just print out the set 1. Okay, you can see that the 102 is added, and then the Python right here is gone. The main purpose that we use sets are because we want to work with logic operations. Say, for example, the differences, intersections, and union. So let's see how we could do that. Set 1, Python lesson 101 brush course. And then we will have another set 2. Similarly, we have the Python, and then just change this to set list and lesson, maybe something like 102. I have a typo right here. Yep, here we go. And then we can find the intersection by using AND function. Or you can use you can use an intersect function to get that as well. Get the same result. Intersection with set 2. This is the main objects that you would like to apply the functions, and then this is the second set that you would like to put it inside this intersection. So let's print out the intersection, and then print out the intersection by function. You can see the results are the same. Now let's find the difference in set 1, but not in set 2. That is actually a set 1 minus the intersection. Set 1 difference equal to set 1 dot difference set 2. And similarly, we can have a set 2 difference set 2, and with set 1. And clear this first. And then print out the result. Set 1 difference and set 2 difference. And see that this is the set ones right here, and then this is the set 2, and this is actually using the set 1 minus the intersections in between these two. What does that mean? That these two are the intersection, right? Remember Python and lesson. So we just use set 1 right here and then delete these two. And then the set 2 difference is that we just use the set 2 minus take out the Python and also the lesson to get the result. So, and finally, we can also find the union of this set. So the set 1 dot union of set 2 and print out the set union right here. So that means the union means everything added together. But of course, because of this is a set, they will just remove the common items or the duplicate items. And we can also check if a subset or a superset of subset of an others. So let me show you an example. What is a subset and what is a superset? Right here, we just used the other thing. So you can see that this is the Python lessons. Right now, this is a subset. What is a superset? Superset is that we have some extra item. Say, for example, the 103, 103, 104, or so and so. So we just print that the set subset. This is the set functions of this subset set 1. Okay, this is the set functions. First, we assign these set functions to make sure to see whether these two items are actually inside the set 1. And then similarly, we have to make a set function first. That is the set superset, and then the is superset functions of the set 1. Is subset. Sorry, there's a typo right here. Okay, so you can see that the first one is a subset. I should add a comma right here. Yes, it should be a superset of these results right here. So that's the end of these lessons. I hope you enjoy and see you soon.